today's groovy Halloween special.
We discuss the latest Jimmy Butler development, if the Rockets can get their swagger back, and Beverly versus Westbrook.
In Crossfire, what's the scariest story this season? Who has ghosted his team? And what's your weirdest fear?
And Kings rookie Marvin Bagley III joins us in studio to talk about his team's hot start.
It's Wednesday, October 31st. The starter starts now.
Good evening, sweet world! Happy Halloween and welcome to The Starters. Whether you're joining us live right now on NBA TV, watching later on YouTube, maybe listening to the podcast, we're very happy to have you. I am Austin River Powers, baby. Yeah. And alongside me, as always, he's half Scottish, half Nugget. It's Fat Lever Bastard.
First things first, where's y'all crapper? I've got a turtle head poking out.
To his right, it's the international evil mastermind taking it to the rack, Dr. Evil J.
Enemy.
And last but not least, over yonder, it is the freaky deaky Duncan Warrior, it's Goldweber.
Ego!
And what's up, you freaky deaky?
I'm here on the internet looking for the best tweets, hashtag the starters. We're looking for your best tweets. I love gold, the look of it, the smell of it, the taste of it, the texture. Still love a nice tight pun. That's why we need you to hop onto Twitter and hit us with your best hashtag Austin NBA Powers tweets. Like something, for instance, like perhaps Pow Farbishina. Bring it to clouds! Or perhaps something like Dante Exposition, or maybe something even old school, like Foxy Cleopatra Ewing, whatever it is. Please hop on Twitter and tweet to us at hashtag Austin NBA Powers, because that's the way, I like it. Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Okay, get your tweets in. It's gonna be a fun show. Kings rookie Marvin Bagley III is gonna join us live in studio. Let's hope someone told him that we're going to be doing this, or he's in for a surprise.
Let's hope he sticks around.
And the Fat Lever Bastard and I are going to go head to chin in a very special edition of Crossfire, a Halloween edition. But first, we got to play Goldweber's favorite game, and that is, isn't that weird?
Yes, I have a Dutch accent. Isn't that weird? As we all know, Jimmy Butler requested a trade from the Timberwolves more than a month ago. He's not feeling Minnesota, Keanu Reeves. But according to Sham Charania, Butler will miss tonight's Wolves game in order to put pressure on the organization to really trade him. Isn't that weird?
Very weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
And then we heard a report, actually Rachel Nichols texted with Jimmy Butler, and he said he's banged up, his body is hurt, so he's not going to risk being injured, and he's going to sit out and probably play on Friday. Is he running the team? It does sure feel like it. It feels like he is making the decisions, and Tom Thibodeau is not making the decisions whatsoever. He does have to play basketball at some point.
Well, they could freeze him for 30 years cryogenically, and then he would be fine, okay? What are you frickin' talking about, fat bastard?
What do you really think?
The Wolves have to decide what they're doing with him. Are they trading him, or are they keeping him?
Yeah.
And
Are we going with the accents, or are we not going with the
Sprinkle
accents?
them in here and there.
I'm not sure.
I think you sound like me when you sound
I
like
am
that.
doing an imitation of you.
You have to decide what you're doing with him is what you're going to
Yeah. Is he playing, or is he not? Is he being traded, or is he not? And if you're going to trade him, then keep him out of the lineup and wait till you get that trade and move on from him. You can't have him in and out of the lineup periodically and decide then, well, maybe we're going to trade him, but we're not really sure. And the message is mixed from the organization.
exactly.
I'm becoming more and more convinced that Tom Thibodeau has to go first before Jimmy Butler even gets traded. I think it's getting to this point here because we are getting conflicted reports here of, did Butler say, I just don't want to play because I'm trying to force you guys to trade me? Or is he just saying, I just got to rest my body here and then we'll be good to go on Friday? Like, we're hearing two things here, but Tibbs would just welcome him back anyway. He'd be like, all right, let's go. If Jimmy's back, he'll help our chances. But, there's always a risk for an injury in play. We talked about that right at the beginning of this mess. And, they don't like to play with them, some of these guys, it feels like, too. So you're just hurting your long-term players. You got $50 million signed up. $350 million in Wiggins and Cat. That's your future. I'm sorry, it's not Jimmy Butler. You got to make a move here.
Yeah, he literally can't just play when he wants because he's hurting the locker room.
Right.
And it might just be a short-term pain that he's hurting the locker room, but it could be a long-term factor as
Right,
well.
yeah.
That it gets fractured. Why are you laughing?
Well, I'm looking at you, my man.
I'm comfortable.
Okay, Trey, let's go to the next one. I mean, Goldweber.
It took until December for the Houston Rockets to lose 5 games last season, but after losing their 4th straight contest last night, the Rockets are 1-5 on the year. Even worse, according to their head coach Mike D'Antoni, the Rockets have lost their swagger.
What?
Their
Their
what?
swagger.
They're what?
Their swagger.
What do you say?
No, 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 have swagger like us. Swagger like us. Swagger like
Oh,
us.
swagger.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't,
swagger is confidence. Confidence is swagger. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, we don't speak frickin' mumbo jumbo, okay, Goldweber?
Swagger. They've lost their swagger. Do you buy this?
they've lost their defense. That's what they've
Right.
lost right now. Teams are actually doing to them what they did to other teams last year, just going into the paint and scoring or just putting up 3-pointers. I think a lot of it is to do with the transition of players, but also they lost Jeff Bezdelik in the offseason, their defensive mastermind.
Yeah.
And I think that's hurting them right now. They've had some injuries as well and suspensions. Chris Paul, James Harden's still out right now. He's probably back sometime over the weekend, but it's just a bit of a slow start in Houston. I think they'll be fine. I still like their offensive power, but that usually bails them out. Right now, their defense is just a bit of a mess.
Yeah, watching them, I'm having flashbacks of that 15-16 year when James Harden wasn't an All-NBA player and Dwight Howard was there, and they went 41-41 where they didn't show up on the defensive end. I think it's a sign that we're flashing back to that because if they just don't have everything locked in, then they have a really, really bad defense. And part of it is that they're thin and that they're hurt. Oh, thin.
Oh,
I envy them.
it's okay. You'll get back there.
I was thin once.
I would double down on the defense being the issue. Like, okay, no James Harden for a lot of this, no Chris Paul because of the suspension. They've rarely had the two of them in there to end games. We get that. But defensively, there's a couple things. Not only, their replacement for Trevor Ariza was James Ennis. Okay, so he hasn't played. That's a tough injury. But teams are also, like we saw in the playoffs, they're going at Melo. They are getting him in isolation. They are targeting him and going at him. And Capella, I think they figured out if we can pull him out of the paint, we
no
can
one
score
there.
inside at will, and that's happening as well. So mix.
I
all
think
of
they're
this
scoring on the
mixture.
other 4 guys. I wouldn't blame it on Capella. It's basically
No, I think he's getting tough. He's getting put in a tough spot, is what I said. The teams they're switching, and then you just take him out of the equation, and he's not and then it hurts their rebounding, and it obviously hurts their interior defense. So yeah, they're in a hole here. They're in a big hole. It's not the Wizards in the East where you'll be fine. You're in 500. You're in. You may have to have 45, 46, 47 wins again to get into the West. They got
Just
to
to get
start putting
seventh.
W's. Yeah.
Seventh
And then
place.
you want to be better than 8th.
Yeah.
You don't want the Warriors in the first round. I think we can agree with that. All right. Tough stuff. Goldweber.
Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverley have a long story history of fighting like 2 toy tigers. Last night, they wrote another chapter in their book. Beverley dove for loose ball near Westbrook's leg. The two of them were jawing. Eventually, Beverley got hit with a flagrant 1 foul. 2 grown men fighting like this. Isn't that weird?
I think this was an opportunistic dive by Patrick Beverley. There was a ball there. There's also a guy who he has a beef with. I think there's only one guy in the NBA that he has a legitimate beef with. It's Russell Westbrook. This goes back years. It goes back from when it was the postseason, and he basically injured Russell Westbrook. So, yes, the ball was there, but also a guy who he despises is there, and he dove the ball. Patrick Beverley plays harder than probably most point guards in the league, but this is a special game for him every single time that he plays Russell Westbrook.
I think the play was evil
You do?
from Patrick Beverley.
You guys think this is dirty?
Yeah, he could have pulled out of
partially
that.
dirty.
I think he could have pulled out of that
could have.
particular chance.
He knew who was there.
We talk about diving and whether or not it's dirty, whether or not you're going for the ball. In this case, especially when you slow down the replay, I think Beverley has a chance to avoid Westbrook, and he
Yeah,
doesn't
here it
do
is,
that.
right here.
He doesn't do that. He clatters into him there, knowing full well it's Russell Westbrook. He got the flagrant 1. I think that was probably about right. I don't think he deserved to be ejected for it, but it was certainly not a basketball play.
And Westbrook played it well as well, walking away from the whole thing as well as
they
he
both
possibly
chirped
could.
a little bit, but yeah, they both
Well,
had
yeah, what are you
texts.
gonna do? You got-
no, for sure. But this was a build-up within this game. You go back to these last couple of years, and then the one that started in 2013. But in the game, Westbrook scored on Beverley. He started pulling out Rock the Baby, put that little baby to sleep. Beverley then scored on Westbrook a little bit later in the game. He did the exact same thing.
Westbrook's been doing that, though, in other games.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think I love this.
Yeah.
This is, as long as no one gets hurt, and you're right, we could get into whether or not it was truly dirty. No one did get hurt, and it's fun having guys dislike each
Yeah.
other a little bit. I hate you, Dr. Evil, even though we're brothers, I think.
Yes, we are brothers. We have the same father.
Excellent.
I believe it's pronounced Faja.
It's Fasha. That's exactly right. Okay, so let's hear from you guys. Jump on Twitter, hashtag the starters. What do you think? Is it weird or not? This is definitely weird, but coming up next, oh, look who it is. My goodness, it's the Kings rookie and the number 2 pick in the draft,
Number 2.
Marvin Bagley III. Come on back. We'll see you in a second. Welcome back to the Starters' 6th annual Halloween special, and we're happy to welcome into the studio here the number 2 pick of the draft,
Number 2.
Marvin Bagley III with the Kings.
You guys
Marvin,
doing?
we
Thanks for
we
coming
like
on.
that you're getting into the spirit, rocking the
Yeah.
eye patch number
Got to,
2.
Got to.
Even though you were born after the first Austin Powers came out, you sort of know the references.
Yeah, somewhat.
We appreciate you coming by. And this is
guys.
great timing because your Kings are riding high right now. We were talking about them on yesterday's show. You guys are 5-3 now. What do you think has been the key to your Kings' like sort of hot start here?
I think everybody's objective is to win. Right now, we're coming together. Right now is a time where we're actually learning each other every day, watching a lot of film. When we travel, and I think the chemistry right now between us is amazing. And we're doing a lot of great things out on the floor. We're learning from each other. We're making mistakes, but we're bouncing back from those mistakes and just having fun at the same time. And I think when you're having fun and just playing hard, then everything else will come. So we just got to keep it rolling now.
Is a part of the fun the pace you guys are playing at right now?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you guys are getting up and down.
Oh yeah,
here.
that's definitely a part of it. Me personally, just being able to run and the rest of the team just getting out, playing, moving the ball, playing defense, getting stops to be able to do that. It's been great basketball so far.
It doesn't hurt that you have probably one of the fastest guys in the league at your point guard position in De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
It's been cool through these first 8 games or so to play with him, just the speed he can play at.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Be able to play with a guard like that who pushes the pace the way he does, gets up and down. It's just always fun. It makes the game more easy, in my opinion, to get out and get easy buckets and get stops on the defensive end. It's always good to have a guy like Fox who can push the pace like that.
So this has been your dream to make the NBA.
Right.
You're 8 games in here or so. What's been the biggest surprise being in the NBA, or adjustment, or however you want to look at it? What shocked you?
For me, the biggest adjustment is really just the traveling, really.
Yeah, that's what most guys say.
No,
it's a real thing, is it?
Yeah, it's different. It's
Yeah.
different. In college, you will go play a game somewhere, and then you have like a whole week to prepare.
Right.
Right.
Recover.
Prepare, recover, and then you go play again. But now, as you play, we played last night. Now we fly to Atlanta, get ready to play tomorrow night. Then it's just nonstop, and you still got to be ready and locked in. So I think that's been the biggest adjustment for me.
During the summer, we saw the video went up on YouTube. We saw you were hanging out with Shaq. I think there was some suits involved, but you were getting
Yeah.
some tips from Shaq. What was the best tip you got from the Big Diesel?
Just one thing that I learned when I was around him. And first of all, I've known him since I was young.
Yeah, that's right. He does say that.
Yeah, so
that's
it's
right.
like now, I've been learning different things, but from the last time, it was just being able to save your money and be smart, make the right decisions off the floor. That's pretty much one thing that I took and try to use today and going into my first year.
That's a guy to listen to.
Right.
He's made a lot of money. He's still making money.
Exactly.
His best friend's the general. He's making mad money.
Exactly.
All right. One thing, another interest you have besides basketball, of course, is rapping. You've got, we just saw you got a single out here. What your rap name is MB35.
Right.
That's right. Here's Big Dreams. There it is.
Right
You can go
there.
get that right now. There's a free plug for you right there.
Yeah.
Are you the best rapper in the NBA?
Yes. I would say so.
And we're hearing some right now.
I would say so.
Yeah.
that's-
Skills. There's some skills.
Because there's a
take
lot
it
of guys
serious.
now sort of dabbling in it, of course.
Yeah, no, but it's something that I've been doing ever since I can remember. Been
Right.
playing basketball, obviously first, and when I have my free time, it's always been music. So it's definitely, I want people to know that I take it serious, and it's something that I like doing.
Maybe you can tour with Shaq in the off season.
Yeah,
He's DJing.
On the ones and
When we get
twos,
time,
yeah,
I know
Mike.
he's DJing now and doing that, so that'll be pretty cool.
All right, well, seeing as it is Halloween today, you obviously got in the spirit here. We thought we'd end things off by playing a little Halloween game here. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you a current NBA player in costume, and you have to try and tell us who it is. Some of these might be easy, some of them might get a little more difficult, all right? So the first one, we'll throw it up here. Who is this NBA player? Yeah, you can remove your eye patch. So you can use 2
So I
eyes.
can see.
So we got someone in on Aaron Judge.
Aaron Gordon.
There it is, Aaron Gordon.
AG.
That's pretty good.
That's a good costume.
He looks a lot like
He
him.
looks a lot like him.
Yeah.
I'm saying right here.
And okay, well, yeah, you get some candy. You get candy if you get one right.
Okay.
All right, your next one here. Who is this?
I've seen this on Instagram. This Dame.
Damian
Yeah.
Lillard.
Damian
Also
Lillard.
a good rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dame.
Fairly
I
good
like
rapper.
the
Take some more
All right,
candy.
here's more
Yeah, I mean,
candy
it's,
here. You don't have to eat it. You can give it to the kid. All right, next one here. Now this one's tough. It's a big dude. You know him actually well. I think you played maybe high school ball with him for a year.
Oh, don't tell me that's DeAndre.
That is DeAndre
Tell me-
Ayton.
Oh my God.
As
There you go. Take some
it.
Sour Patch.
Clowns are
Very
scary, but
scary.
7 foot tall clowns. No
No,
thanks.
that,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were scared of that.
That is
Yeah.
scary. All right, who's this Batman?
Who is that?
Gets a little more difficult here.
I don't even know who that
You
is.
know?
Second year
tough.
player.
Yeah, second-year player, plays in California.
He also a rapper.
Also went number 2.
Also a rapper. Good
Yeah.
point.
Lonzo.
Lonzo, that's correct.
Yeah. Yeah, take some more
Correct.
candy.
Yeah, there he is.
Say,
Dr. Evil, we didn't get it right. Don't give him the candy. All right, final one here. Final one. I believe we got one more. Who's this? I mean,
Could be anyone.
yeah.
Mike.
Some
Michael
people.
watching Mike.
Well, it's funny you say Michael. Some people think this guy might be the GOAT.
Yeah, it's not Michael.
Current player.
Current LeBron.
LeBron
Yeah.
James. Yeah.
LeBron.
That's a hard one.
Ridiculously tough, that one. Marvin Bagley III, man, we can't thank you enough for coming
Thank
in.
you guys
We really
for having
appreciate it,
me.
especially on a show like this.
No, I love it. I love
This
it.
show is generally weird, but it's not even this weird.
I love it. I love it. It's exciting to see you guys like this.
Appreciate it. Continued
Best of
success,
luck
too.
this season.
Thank you. I appreciate
Awesome.
that.
All right, lots more still to come. When we come back, the Fat Lever Bastard and I step into the crossfire for a special Halloween edition of CF. Don't go anywhere. Crossfire, baby, yeah! Oh, yeah, baby! Yeah, groovy, baby.
Boys, welcome to Crossfire. These two very sexual, very toy gentlemen will go head to head for 3 questions. At the end of it all, I declare a winner because I love gold. First question today is Halloween, a time for very scary stories. But please tell me, what is the scariest story of this NBA season? Here we go.
The Lakers, the 2-5 Lakers are messing with LeBron's legacy. Like Rob Pelinka, Magic Johnson, Jeannie Buss, look at me. If you're going to mess with LeBron's career, I'll come down there and make a trade for Jimmy Butler or whoever I got to make a trade for. LeBron James is an incredible player. He is a specimen, but he will run out at some point. Don't waste LeBron's career.
You're turning into Michael Caine.
I don't
You're not
care.
supposed to blow the bloody doors off. I'm going with the Washington Wizards. It's very, very scary. It's very heavy, man. Very heavy indeed. Yeah, 1-6 after losing to the Grizzlies. Come on. Scariest part, everybody, including myself, baby, are expecting Dwight Howard to turn the season around. That's scary.
That's very scary, yes, and it seems that you two also have very weird accents as well as me. Second question, it seems like some of our favorite players are gone, but they are still there. Who is the NBA ghost? Whoopi Goldberg. Here we go.
My ghost is Rockets sharpshooter Eric Gordon. He's lost his mojo. He can't shoot. He's nothing sharp about him, baby. 30% from the floor, 23% from 3. His PER is 6.6. This guy's won 6th Man of the Year 2 years ago and usually can score. He's lost his mojo. He has. He really has. Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon,
Go.
quit pussyfooting around the pick. Austin Powers, it's Karl Anthony Towns. This man is entering his 4th season in the NBA. He should be getting better. He is statistically having the worst season of his career. He's averaging 4 less points per season. Don't play with me, Austin Powers.
Final question. This week, the Raptors OG Anunoby was asked to list things that people think are scary. Upon the things on his list was cottage cheese. Isn't that weird? Do you have any weird fears? Here we go.
My weird fear. I fear my wife's fear of fearing bugs. Because once she sees a bug, the night is over. Dinner, throw it out the window. Or the hanky-panky, yeah, that's gone too. I know you might say, you're dead sexy, fat bastard. Can't you reel her in? Not even this dead sexy man can.
I am very afraid of Mr. Gordian's cat, B. That pussycat has me scared, baby. Very rare. It's not Mr. Bigglesworth, but this cat, B, I hate this cat. This cat hates me, baby. And I don't get it. I don't get it. Look at me, I'm dead sexy. But this cat wants nothing to do with me, baby. It's that cat.
Oh, yes. Very good crossfire match. But the winner today is Tashmelish!
The fat lever
bastard is the winner today. Congratulations.
Would you like to have another go? Because once you go fat, you never go back.
When we come back, Dr. Evil J's very solid play. We asked you to fire the pun gun or pun laser and go nuts with the hashtag Austin NBA Powers. You hit us up with that hashtag. Trey, you got a few of the best answers.
Oh, yes, some very good answers. Like, for instance, a man we just had on the show, Marvin Shagley III. Yeah, baby, Portis. Mike Mustafa Muscala, that's a deep cut. Yes, indeed, Darren Foxy Cleopatra.
Good one.
These are very good. Felicity Shagwell O'Neill. Austin Powers Fasha Pachulia. I love it. Very nice one. Very good, yes. Mr. Bigglesworthy, submitted by a few people. And, of course, some people say, do I make you Keith Van Horn, baby? Yes.
Well
very
done.
good, very
Yes.
good.
Well done. All right. Let's check last night's pick'em results. Everybody had the Bears. Everybody had the Grizzlies. And they got the W because the Wizards are the Lizards. Nothing but L's right now with that squad. Every night, why do we do this? Because the loser, whoever's in last place at the end of the month, has to do something weird or, I don't know, dangerous, like eat peppers sometimes. Yeah, that nearly killed Lee. So, of course, we're coming up to the end of October. This is an important night here. Wow. I am the only one taking the Pistons on the road. Everybody else has the Nets. I guess what's important here is if the Pistons win, Trey will have to pay it off. If the Nets win, we'll be tied, and we'll go one more night. Very freaking solid.
Yeah, we're going out to Charlotte for, I bet you can guess this play. It's a laser from Justice Winslow to Dwayne Wade. That's what I call a very frickin' solid play, okay?
You're really good at it, man. You're really good at it. Fan
Yeah,
sides.
so are Geraldine and Sienna. They're at the Raptors and Mavericks game on Friday night. Very good sign. And here's a friend of yours.
That's our
Austin.
barber.
Yeah. Get out of here. And this is also Kathy and Master Chiefs at the game last night. Fantastic fan sign.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks to Marvin Bagley III for swinging by this crazy, crazy show. Hope you enjoyed a happy Halloween. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, we have got the best crew in television for dealing with these guys.
Embrace
There
the
they
night,
are.
people.